This is my second case study in this class. This is going to be on credit risk analysis and the benefits of it and how it is helping the financial and banking industry. All right, let's get right into it. So, what is credit risk analysis? In short, this assessment helps lenders and financial institutions determine whether they should or shouldn't extend credit to potential borrowers and at what terms. Credit risk analytics plays such a crucial role in managing these risks by providing insights into the likelihood of default and enabling lenders to make informed decisions while mitigating potential losses. So, aside involving and analyzing various factors such as borrowers' credit worthiness, repayment history, and ability to honor their obligations in paying their debts, it's also providing insights to the likelihood and enabling lenders to make informed decisions beyond those three factors that a lot of credit bureaus have been using since the 70s. So, a rudimentary example of that would just be leveraging AI to determine if a customer will be approved credit and how much they are approved throughout, machine learning analytics, basically monitoring suspicious user transactions, pinpointing fraudulent transactions, and a benefit of that would be reducing less false positives on such activities. And also, in order to us to kind of understand the industry overview, let's take a step back into the past to understand what's going on in the present and the benefits of how machine learning in the credit approval industry would be a help. So traditional methods, as far as getting approved for credit, have excluded and marginalized certain groups from accessing affordable credit, and especially in the United States. And with the alternative mechanisms now being explored in credit analysis, these people are getting accredited and being seen in this approval process. This removes the gender and racial bias. Historically, if you go, even let's just take a pinpoint to the 60s before credit bureaus started out. You're in the civil rights movement when certain groups are being marginalized at the very least and are not being granted the same access. And one of those avenues is financially. African Americans, Black people in general weren't being approved certain amounts. Certain other groups such as the Asian community, the Hispanic community as well. Then you also got to think of it from a gender perspective as well. A lot of mothers, a lot of daughters, sisters, women in America weren't being approved as much for numerous reasons. The wage gap that we're still battling today, and also just as far as progress, as far as for women's rights, that played a factor even in this as far as how people were getting approved in loans and credit. So moving on, the use case of credit analysis is for banks as they're increasing using machine learning and algorithms to assess proper credit risk and analyze and pinpoint and avoid these racial and gender biases. So this enables banks to manage credit and liquidity issues more proactively in real time while also enhancing overall risk management methods. Using credit risk and analytics manages risk for credit approvals and provides fluidities and workflows in the credit and loan approval process, and potentially, as I said, less bias towards the people and the customers applying. So it's a win-win. Solutions for credit analysis. So XLR is a major provider in this. One thing that I really thought interesting of EXL was that 45% of the top 20 banks here in the United States leverage EXL as their credit analysis solution. So it's trusted by some of the heavy hitters in the industry. So pretty caught my eye. They must be doing something right if they have that much strength in the market hold. The other one, CRIF, offers scorecards for applicants, which I find very interesting, especially as a visual learner. And you can manipulate and tweak the algorithm that calculates what applications can and cannot be approved. I like this as far as how businesses could leverage it because then you could have tiers as far as who gets approved to what. The first thing that I think of is the National Express charge card. That there's, or excuse me, American Express. You have levels as far as the tier you go to, and I think this could also be applied. And I think they would be a very interesting customer as far as what CRIF has to offer. So ethics and law, and this has been a theme throughout my presentation. Um, We can initially assume that there'd be less gender and racial bias with leveraging machine learning tools in the credit analyzing and credit approval business. And in conclusion, machine learning methods provides fluidity, better workflows, and honestly, it's a win-win when customers being approved for their financial history and and also people having a more fluid workflow. So that's why it's gaining so much traction, and why Capital One, as we read in the chapter, is leveraging machine learning tools in their credit bureaus and credit approvals. I want to thank everyone for their time. I know it takes a lot of effort to put these presentations together, and even more to listen to them and write a nice discussion post. So I look forward to watching everyone else's videos and contributing as well. Thanks, everyone.